Hey, welcome back to Mount Pleasant Farm. It's been a little while, about 2 or 3 weeks exactly since I've actually posted a video, so apologies on that. Things have been really weird and busy around here. So today I'm going to try to get this loft door that you see behind me finished up, make it operational, get it trimmed out, and hopefully it'll go fairly smooth. So if you remember 100 years ago when I put this thing up in place, I had hoisted it up in place with a pulley and stuff, and I tacked this rough door in place with just 4 screws. And then on the inside, let me walk in here and swing around. On the inside, after I move some of this crap out of the way, after some of these on top of the 2 only boards I have up there in the loft, it was actually held up in place originally by a pulley. I had pulled it up there with a block and tackle because the damn thing was so heavy. The 2x4 you see going across up there will come out. The 2x4 down here in the bottom will come out after, of course, I get the hinges and stuff in place. So right now the door is in place. I'm probably just gonna put the hinges in place, get a couple pieces of trim on there to keep it, sturdy, and then take these 2x4s and crap off and untack the these 4 screws. I got, like I said, 4 in the corners, and see what happens. Over this year or whatever, some of these boards have warped a bit. So I'm hoping that trim will pull them in place, straighten them out a little bit. I think that'll be okay. Otherwise, it's a barn. And like everything else I do, it'll look great from 10 feet away. Okay, let's get these screws out of here for this door that's been in place for a year. Hopefully it doesn't kill me. That's one. Really popped out. Carpenter bee, go away. This is not your home. Bye-bye. Yeah, he's kind of hanging there. I hope this doesn't fall when I get the other ones out. See if I can get up here high enough to get these. Oh yeah. Tell you what, these ladders are awesome. This door is connected inside on a block and tackle right up the top. So if it falls, it shouldn't kill me. If it does, whatever. Okay, nothing happened. Not dead yet. Once I get this thing released, I'm going to go up here and get shims in place. Try to get this door so it's good to go all the way. Okay, it didn't fall. I'm going to go inside next, and I'm going to put some shims in that door to make it move. Kind of see the outline of the door. It's going to be opening in this direction, so make sure it's pushed all the way to your right and maybe up a little bit off of, because it's sitting on the 2x4 inside on the joist. So anyway, I'm going to adjust that door with some shims. And once it's adjusted and in place and looking good to go, I'm going to get some hinges on it, and then we'll get some trim going. Okay, so we'll take this brief intermission. Now somebody's calling me. So I could look for all the 1,000 shims that I bought for obvious things around here. So go get a beer. All right, with a lot of cussing and complaining and everything else in there you don't need to hear about, I think if I get this door shimmed exactly the way I want it, or at least close enough, got some things stuck in there. I just want enough, movement room around it. And then out here, you probably can't tell much of a difference, but I've got it, it's shimmed in place on the inside. All the screws are out. Now I've went ahead and painted the hinges. So I'm using Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch 2x Ultra Cover Paint and Primer. It's just black. It's flat black, which is what I want. So paint and primer, great. I did hit these hinges with brake cleaner to make sure they were degreased as much as possible. Hopefully that helps. It may not. I'll let these dry for a bit, and then I'll flip them over and paint the other side. Then I'll get them on the next step is to put them. I measured about a third of the way, not quite. The doors were 67 inches tall, and then I measured, I did the quick math, and a third of those was like 27 inches or something like that. It seemed a little bit far to have the hinges into the door, so I dialed it back to about 20 inches. So 20 inches from the top, 20 inches from the bottom is where I'm going to put the hinges. Okay, well, here we are 10 minutes later, still waiting for this stuff to dry. I guess I'm just impatient, but I'd like to get these hinges up so we can move on here. Anyway, waiting for paint to dry, gonna flip these hinges and paint them again. Okay, second coat, or I should say first coat on the back side. Gonna go ahead and grab some lunch, come back, and hopefully these will be dry so I can touch the front back up. All right, well, I'll let those hinges bake in the sun a little bit and got them installed. Need to black out those screws, obviously. Next, I'm going to go inside, take the shims out that I put in, and then I'm going to come back out here and remove. I removed the corner screws. So once I take the shims out, this door, once I get rid of a couple things, should swing. But maybe I'll put the trim on first to make sure it stays together. Great idea. All right, so the shims are out. The door, it's on hinges. It's probably still got some support inside from the 2x4s that are still holding it in place. I've just got the top and bottom trim right there. I'm going to put those in place, and then I'll put a cross member diagonally across the door. And on this particular door, I'm going to, instead of doing a, well, I can't really show right now because of the angle, but basically I had, if you remember from the previous video, I had the angles basically 45 degrees from left up and from right up. Here I think I'm going to do an X pattern. The main support beam will be from the bottom right to the upper left based on the hinge orientation. And then I'll put a couple of pieces on either side to make it an X pattern. I think that would make it the most symmetrical, and that was also what Carly thought. So I'll get these two pieces I just cut in place up there, and we'll see how it looks. All right, stack one in place. Top here, that's marked right there, top or bottom, put stuff here. Get them tacked in place with some brads, then traction screws in, and try to get this warp out of these things. This is going to be interesting. Going to hold it in place at least until the screws get in. not gonna. I got some screws sticking out from the 2x4 inside that I'm gonna have to back out some in order to get this trim board to lay flat. All right, well, finally got the top and bottom trim in, and this door is fairly operational now. So we have an operational loft door. I just need to finish the trim and obviously latches and all that, but that was kind of a pain in the butt because just a lot of different factors there, but a lot of warped wood, and it's been sitting there for a year, but at least it's in place. Plenty more work to do. Okay, still hammering away here. Part of one of my chickens is having a conniption fit, but got most of the trim up, and I'm gonna do another piece going from top left to bottom right to make an X to kind of make things symmetrical. So about 2 more pieces to go in, and then these pieces will all have to get some actual screws so it keeps this thing strong. But right now I'm just hitting them with the nail gun with some 1.5-inch brads to keep everything in place until I get some more screws because I'm out. Okay, well, that's kind of what the finished product is going to look like. Obviously it'll be white, but you get the idea. I'll have a latch on the inside up there so you won't see any latches or hardware aside from the hinges. I'll paint it just like the trim below. We'll stand by for Evel Knievel here. And anyway, next step in this barn is stairs to get up to the loft and then to redeck the loft. So appreciate y'all following along on this. If you have any suggestions on what might make this thing better, please let me know. Otherwise, please throw a comment in the comment section, like, subscribe, share with your friends and all that. And I will post a couple links on either side of this video to other barn videos. Appreciate y'all watching. Thanks.